Welcome everybody to Extreme Power No Handling Autocross, and today we're dealing with a 2017 Ford F-150 Raptor. Now this has a 1020 horsepower, 871 pound-feet of torque, 6.2 litre twin turbocharged V8 engine, and the car itself weighs 5,604 pounds. It can do 0 to 60 in 3.837 seconds, 0 to 108.368 seconds, and do 180 miles an hour. So yeah, the Bentley Bentayga, though putting in a solid enough time, was still a little bit disappointing considering it didn't match the likes of the Jeep Grand Cherokee and the BMW X6M. So I'm hoping, even though this does weigh even more than that, that because it doesn't have because it has more power, it will at least do better than that. So let's see what it can do. So yeah, this weighs quite a lot more than that Bentley, but it has a lot more power as well. It's more than 120 horsepower more on top of that. And yeah, I'm hoping that power difference will make up for it. It seems to be handling the power okay so far. A little bit bouncy off that jump. It's a decent enough starting time at 56.857. And just over 2 seconds behind the Bentley, even on the first lap, so it's looking promising. Does in general feel a little bit more controllable than the Bentley. Well, it's an improvement, 55.722 seconds, which means we're only just over 1 second now slower than the Bentley. There's a tad bit of understeer, which is to be expected. Dealing with more than twice the power it had originally. And a hell of a lot more torque as well. Slower that time because we screwed up around the chicane area. It does feel a lot more controllable though. That Bentley at times would snap out with oversteer. Whereas this, apart from being a little bit iffy on the jump sometimes, is perfectly fine, apart from a tad bit of understeer, but it's really not all that, detrimental to the way the car performs. Just over 0.3 second, well, just under 0.3 seconds slower than the Bentley now. Which, considering how much more this car weighs and how much more power it's dealing with, it's really rather impressive. Oh, that's a shame. It really is. So yeah, we're slightly slower than the Bentley at 54 seconds, 0.828, but I personally prefer this car to drive, even though it's slightly slower. It just felt that ever bit more controllable, and yeah, just felt a little bit more secure on the road than that Bentley did. But nonetheless, it is slightly slower than that, and as a result, it's also slower than the Lexus GS350 F Sport, the Nissan Skyline GTR, and the Opel Manta 400. But it is quicker than the Audi RS 3 Sportback, the Honda Civic Type R, Penhall The Cholla, and Toyota Celica GT4. So yeah, for a car that's way near closer to £6,000 in weight than any of the other SUVs that were taken on the series so far, that is still a fairly impressive time, and considering how controllable it was, despite having to deal with that extra weight, again, was impressive. So yeah, I'm not too disappointed about that, because it was enjoyable to drive, and yeah, wasn't even too much of a difficult thing to drive either. I think it's mainly down to my driving that let it down a bit, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. But yeah, if again, like the Bentley, if this weighed a lot more less, then it would have done incredibly well, because the handling on it is really rather good, and it dealt with the power really well as well, especially considering the gap between the stock power output of this and the power output I've given it is far greater than the Bentley had. So yeah, because it's only had 450 horsepower originally, so you've got additional, what, 570 horsepower, whereas the difference between the Bentley stock and upgraded was only about 300. So yeah, massive difference in terms of power, and yet it still hanged in on there and only had a little bit of understeer to deal with. So yeah, really rather impressed despite the time. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.